That's how you run a test. Next page. The final objective of today is to see if you can identify the difference between goodness of fit, homogeneity, and independence. So we're going to read a situation, and then we're going to see if you can tell which one of these it is. That's critical. All right, so I'm going to kind of paraphrase these. For time's sake, I'm going to paraphrase what these little situations say. Here we go. This first problem is about a restaurant, and it's talking about the menu and the meals chosen on particular days. It's talking about the meals chosen on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and them chosen by or made by chefs A, B, C, or D, 4 different chefs. So envision that this is the way your data is organized. If this is the way your data is organized, what kind of situation do we have going on?
Looks like it's going to be
Independence. It looks like we have 2 variables, the day and the chef. And so that would mean it's a chi-squared test of independence. The 2 variables ones is the chi-squared test of independence. All right, next problem. This problem talks about 3 different parking lots. There's a parking lot A, which is close to the building. There's a parking lot B, which is a little farther away. And parking lot C is totally across the highway. So we want to see if the rate at which upper management is placed in those lots, because it's supposed to be done randomly, and not upper management. So what would that be?
Homogeneity.
Good. Chi-squared test of homogeneity, because we just have one category, upper management and not upper management, across those 3 populations.
I thought the not was for goodness of fit.
Nope. So goodness of fit is a claimed percentage for a value.
Like this.
So number 3, we want to know if a student's social life is affected by where the students live. So they ask some categorical. Which category do you fall into? 0, 1 to 2 dates a week, 3 to 4 dates a week, or 5 plus? That's what I'm saying. Oh, it says in the past 2 weeks. Sorry.
Still. That's crazy.
All right. And so then, listen, we got dormitory, off-campus housing, and living at home. So what we got is this situations here. What type of organization of data do you think we have?
independence.
Looks like we have 2 variables, and the variables are category of dates, and where you live. So good. Chi-square test of independence. All right, now, one thing we haven't talked about yet, and I was going to also talk to you about it when we go over the homework that we were going to go over. This next problem was intended to not ask you about your dates in terms of a category. See, they placed you in a category. What if they just straight up said, how many dates did you go on in the past week? And people gave answers. And then we would say we took the average. If we took the average for the dorms and the average for the off-campus housing, and we took the average for those that lived at home, averages are considered quantitative data. This is kind of new. If I had gone over the homework first, I would have already covered this. But averages are quantitative data. Quantities, not categorical. Quantitative, not categorical. That's a problem. That means that you can do no chi-squared test at all, because chi-squared test has to be done with categorical data, not quantitative. So anytime they ask for averages, then you cannot do that, because you would get an average, and that's a no-go. Quantitative. Because when you do things in counts, I have, 20 people that had 0 dates, 20 out of 100. their counts would be a proportion. Counts would make a proportion. All right, next. We have one group of females. And we're going to be asking these females if they were Democrats, Republicans, or independent. And so I see what they told me. And then I know that they were supposed to be 40%, comparatively speaking, 40% have been Democrats, 40% have been Republicans, and 20% have been independents.
Goodness of fit.
That is the ding, ding, ding. That's the one that gives us claimed percentages. So that's our goodness of fit. Claimed percentages. All right, next. Academic Research Office, we got 3 different majors, courses, humanities, social sciences, or just the sciences. And we want to see how those are distributed across residents and non-residents. So what's that? Chi-square test, homogeneity, because we just have one category, residences, and we're seeing how those courses are distributed amongst that one category. All right, do you notice this? 45% of this type, 32% this type, 23% that type. Those are the expected percentages. What's it going to be? Goodness of fit. How about this last one? What if the brokerage firm wants to know the average size? Yep, no chi-squared test because that's quantitative.
How dare they try to come up?
So, you have to do pages 22 and 23 only. You need to skip pages 18 to 20 because we have a quiz tomorrow, so let's make sure we've got down 22 and 23.